What's going on, guys? Back again, Choo Choo.
Zaza.
And today we are diving deep in her past.
Yeah, we're getting the demons out the closet.
We getting the skeletons out the closet. Now, if you don't know, this is Miss Noble.
Yes.
She went to Gary Coleman College Prep,
which is a Noble charter school. That's a network of charter schools in Chicago. And I do have evidence. Okay, this is from my high school yearbook. And I just wanted to show that I was not only a student here, I was also like the student. Okay, as y'all can see, that's me right there. I was voted Miss Noble as my senior superlative. So I took this school extremely seriously. I was a straight A student, and unfortunately, that led me to be thoroughly indoctrinated by the Democratic operatives who served as my teachers. Because as this video will reveal, I was heavily indoctrinated at pretty much every school I ever went to. Not only at high school, also in college. I was only in college, or community college, for a year. But in that year, I did face a lot of indoctrination. So we're just going to get into that because it's really crazy to look back on, especially now that I done got the Christ bill. It's just like, whoa. Why would they do this to me at 14? I was a kid. So we looked up my old school and we came across the Noble Schools, which is the network, like I said, the network of charter schools. And we scrolled on down to the bottom of the webpage and clicked on their DEI section because they obviously have that. That's essential, right? And yeah, we can just go ahead and scroll down. They have a good old anti-racism commitment. So I just wanted to read off a few lines of it because it was extremely scary for me to read. I came across this yesterday organically because I decided to look up my old school. It's been 10 years since I graduated. So just looking back on literally what the school has become, it's like, wow, I was an experiment. So let's get into a few sentences. It says, anti-racism at Noble is the continual process of dismantling the systems or policies at every level of our organization that perpetuate and support racism through assimilationist, patriarchal white supremacist, and anti-black culture. So that first sentence is pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty Marxist, and it's scary to know that that's literally like the commitment. The first sentence of the commitment of the school, the high school that I graduated from not too long ago. I graduated high school in 2018.
Yeah. So whenever you see dismantling the systems, it's communism.
100%.
Whenever you see dismantling words like that, dismantling systems, white supremacy, patriarchal stuff like that is complete communist and it's evil. And you stay away from it.
Right, you just stay away from it. It's like a buzzword. Like as soon as you see it, you should just get turned off.
Yeah.
I mean, white supremacists. Like I told y'all that I was taught in high school that I, as a black person, cannot be racist to white people because I lack the systemic power. I was taught about the systems of white supremacy in high school, like, and so was everybody else in my class. Everybody else who went to my school during that time and beyond was indoctrinated with this nonsense. It's crazy. So, just reading on, they went on to say anti-racism means a redistribution of power where the voices, experiences, and brilliance of all our people, especially black and brown students, alumni, staff, and families, inform and shape our decisions.
Yep.
Sounds like segregation to me. It's one that was illegal.
Especially black and brown students.
What do you mean especially?
Is racism.
Imagine it said especially white students, yeah.
Right, especially white and European students. That is racism. It's racism.
Why are we classifying people by skin color?
Just you see how slick these people play you in the anti-racism commitment. They literally tell you they're gonna be racist,
but they'll tell you to your face it's not racism. It's the opposite of it. They're lying. It's so disturbing. This means censoring the voices and experiences of our students, families, and communities and creating culturally relevant schooling that affirms the lived experiences and traditions of all who make up our community. Unless, of course, you're white. Because
literally,
you're a supremacist.
Unless you're white.
Yeah, white privilege. Noble is committed to working with our community, accepting our past, and creating a new path forward. No, they're not. I mean, I keep saying the same thing over and over in different videos, but I literally had a former teacher recently trying to tell me that black people cannot be racist. I'm 24. a teacher from almost 6 years ago. I graduated 6 years ago. Is still trying to indoctrinate me. Post high school, post college, because a lot of people I know graduated in 2022. So I'm an adult, a full grown adult. I can have kids, and this lady's still trying to indoctrinate me. She ain't got no kids. She's just a lonely communist.
Yep.
It's angering, honestly, because it's like I trusted these people. I really enjoyed this high school that I went to. I was a committed student. I had the superlative of Miss Noble. Like, I was known for this having a lot of school spirit. So just knowing that all that was wasted is crazy.
Yeah, you were Miss Communist.
Miss Communist. I was Miss Commie. Miss Commie. Noble acknowledges that its past policies and practices have promoted assimilationist, patriarchal, white supremacist, I'm tired of reading that, and anti-black culture. So when they're referring to the past policies, let me tell y'all. When I went there, they had a policy where you weren't allowed to have unnatural colored hair. So you could color your hair like maybe red, brown, whatever, but you couldn't color your hair like green, pink, purple, none of that. That wasn't allowed. And I remember like my junior or senior year, right around when I was about to graduate, I remember my teachers were like coming out and telling us like, oh yeah, those old policies, like those were like racist policies that we had, and we like have a black, I don't know, like head or some lady who was in charge of something was black, right? They ended up getting some DEI recruit who like decided to change the policies of the school and tell us that, oh, you can have whatever hair color you want. So, you know, people was obviously coming in there with Cheeto color red hair and pink hair on a regular basis because people like to take it to the extreme. And just knowing that that's what they considered like past policies that were racist is questionable. And they told us this. I remember that. Disturbing.
That's wild. That's wild.
I got so much insight. Like, I'm not lying. Let's scroll down some because I'm not about to keep reading out this mess. In order to continue our path towards becoming an anti-racist organization, we individually and collectively commit to re-examining our past policies. Didn't I just read this? Yeah, they're gonna
they're reiterating.
Yeah, they're gonna keep saying the same thing over and over. Addressing anti-blackness at Noble and redressing that harm. Not sure what anti-blackness they're referring to, considering I had a lot. Mostly when I went to Gary Comer, that was like the most white teachers I ever had in my life, ever, like in my entire schooling experience.
Yep.
So for them to say that the school was racist is kind of weird, considering we had literally mostly white teachers at that school.
Yeah, anti-black is just code word for anything right, anything good, and I guess you could say I'm not even really holy, but it's getting to that point.
Good.
Anything good is anti-black. Coming, showing to work on time is anti-black. Having good character is anti-black. Speaking proper English and being literate is anti-black.
All of it.
Dressing in a modest way and not having your ass hanging out is anti-black, because black people, well, not all, but a lot of black people, if not most, like to sag. They like to sag and show their ass. And then when I was growing up, they told us that, oh, you showing your booty, you must have got that from jail. You know what they do in jail when you showing your booty, right? That means you're available for another man. They didn't care. They didn't care. Now they wearing purses and fingernail polish.
Yep. It's insane. It's truly insane. But let me scroll. I'm going to go down to one of these points that caught my eye. Wait, go back up. Approaching all of our work with a lens of intersectionality. Taking into account. I literally learned the word intersectionality at that school, and I couldn't tell you what it means anymore because it's a communist thing. Taking into account an individual's overlapping identities and experiences. Examples: race, gender identity, sexual orientation, social class, citizenship, etc. In order for the whole person to be valued and affirmed in all spaces at Noble.
Yeah.
Except, of course, if you decide to become a conservative, let alone a black one, you're going to get excommunicated from school.
So the opposites of this is where they don't care about. For race, if you're white, gender identity, if you're straight, sexual orientation, if you're straight, social class, if you're middle, wealthy. if you're wealthy, but not all white people are wealthy. To them. Right, wealthy according to them. So basically,
if you're a capitalist.
Exactly.
And citizenship.
Like, what does that even mean? What does citizenship even mean? So illegal immigrants?
I guess it's talking about illegal immigrants.
They want illegal immigrants to be included too,
That's
even though
okay.
they're
And
not
in
supposed
the
to
high
be
school
here.
I went to, literally across the street. I'm not exaggerating. Across the street from one of these police stations where they are housing a bunch of immigrants. So they're getting what they want, honestly. And building a curricula that welcomes and affirms each student's unique identity and values community cultural wealth. What? And values community cultural wealth. That was a weird way to end the sentence.
Community cultural wealth.
They didn't even put a period at the end of it.
Yeah, it's weird. So the values community cultural wealth. What does that mean?
Communism.
Cultural wealth. That means that the money in the community is supposed to make the community wealthy, right? So how are you gonna make the community wealthy if the people there don't have jobs? If half the people are locked up or felons, so they can't get jobs, and the other half is killing the remaining people. So how are you gonna have community cultural wealth? Community cultural wealth? That don't even sound. It's not a real thing. It's not real. This is word salad.
They're talking about affirming
Each student's unique identity.
Unless, of course, you're a conservative. They're not going to affirm that. They're going to tell you to change your mind.
No. They're gonna say all the evil stuff to you and then call you hateful.
This is what I learned in high school, guys. So now I honestly feel like I don't have a functional high school education. Because I spent 4 years of my time being indoctrinated. And let's go ahead and go over to, because I went through my Google Drive from the time I was in high school, and I was able to find a few of the projects that I worked on during that time. One of them being this beautiful essay that I wrote about why I deserve reparations, based on Ta-Nehisi Coates' essay, The Case of Reparations, which my teacher had us reading. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a clown. And they had us taking him seriously. Go ahead and scroll to the bottom, because it was actually a paragraph that I wrote out that I really wanted to share. The very last one, I think. Go back up. No, go back. That's sources and stuff. Go up. Okay, let's see. What else there? Because I literally wrote that I was a victim in this essay. Hold on a second. Okay. I was writing about the who, what, when, where, and why I deserve reparations. And so I'm starting from the when paragraph. In terms of the when aspect, the time for reparations to be distributed to those who were and continue to be at the bottom of the social ladder in America is now. The social climate in America in the year 2018 is toxic. In July 2017, there was a Ku Klux Klan rally in Charleston, North Carolina. Whites against reparations' favorite counter-argument is that blacks need to simply get over the past. Evidently, getting over the past is not going to occur easily, especially since normalized white supremacy is continuing to exist.
Wow.
This is how I ended an essay. This is the last essay I wrote of high school. Admitting that I was a victim of white supremacy, y'all. At 18. And that was encouraged by my teacher. A white woman.
The irony is crazy.
Extremely
A white
ironic.
woman telling you that white supremacy is the reason why you won't be successful.
And why I need reparations.
And why you need reparations. She's literally telling that she's better than you. She's telling you that white people are better than you.
She did.
But she's not going to say, I'm better than you. She's going to say, well, white people are better than you.
Well, you're white, man.
Because you're black. But you're white. So does that mean you're better than me? No, not a single kid asks that.
Of course
because
not.
they not putting white supremacy with the white person that's in front of them, telling them that they're superior to them. It's the same way when folks say, oh, white supremacy is a problem, but then when you say, why do you believe that white people are superior to you? I didn't say they're superior to me. It's the cognitive dissonance is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And this whole essay was bullshit. I would just reread it and just poke holes in the argument, honestly, because it's just so horrible. And I remember I thought I really ate with this essay. Like, I had the whole little James Brown, the big payback song playing in the background. I really thought that I was making a good case for reparations. LOL. LOL.
Problem.
Yeah. So I also wanted to share another communist piece of writing that I did in a class I had called Race, Class, and Gender Studies. RCG Studies is Race, Class, and Gender. The first, I don't even know what the context of this assignment was anymore, but let me just read it. Capitalism is an economic system characterized by private/corporate ownership of capital goods, by investments that are determined by private decision, and by prices, production, and the distribution of goods that are determined mainly by competition. Socialism is a political and economic theory of social organization that advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. Now, it's nothing wrong with differentiating the different, economic things, but what disturbs me is the fact that I don't recall writing this. I don't recall learning about what socialism really was. And knowing what I know about the school now, I'm sure that this guy was teaching us about socialism with some communist agenda behind it.
Yeah, clearly.
I know for a fact that he was. And so, going down to the next one, I'm assuming I had some assignment talking about Black Wall Street with the whole Tulsa thing where they burned down Black Wall Street, but they apparently built it back up. So
and it's better.
It's better than it ever was. So the fact that people keep bringing it up as an excuse of why Black people can't succeed is kind of irrelevant now. But anyway, the action taken against Black Wall Street exemplifies the intersection of racism and capitalism as the competitive aspects of the economic success of Black Wall Street prior to its destruction. Y'all, this was horrible writing, and I promise I'm not dumb. But even at 17, I knew that this was dumb. And I wasn't paying attention to these classes because I'm just like, this is stupid, bro. As long as I put a bunch of buzzwords in here, I'm going to get a decent grade. So it doesn't really matter. That's literally how I thought in high school.
And that's how I thought in college.
Racism heightened the pre-existing rage that capitalism fueled as whites were negatively biased against black, especially blacks in position of power.
What?
And I hope my teacher didn't write good claim. My teacher said, he said this is a good claim.
Wow.
He told me to elaborate on the rest. Wait. You want me to elaborate? This guy wasn't telling me that this sounded crazy, though. He was encouraging me to go further with the argument. See, this communist. I'm not even going to read about the next one. Go to the next one, because the next essay it's actually from not even high school. This is from college. I went to community college in 2019 after I graduated. And lo and behold, I was learning about transgenders. Thought that. A transgender is defined medically as individuals who have a gender identity or gender expression that differs from their assigned sex. Assigned sex. Transgender people are sometimes called transsexual if they desire medical assistance to transition from one sex to another. Is transsexual even still PC? I don't think they like being called that anymore.
No, the fakes don't like being called transsexual. The actual transsexuals that's not a part of the movement, they're perfectly fine with being called transsexuals. It's the posers, that don't want to be called transsexuals because they don't think that gender and sex are the same thing. They separated the two.
In other words, people who identify as being transgender essentially feel that the gender they were assigned at birth, whether it be male or female, does not match the gender they identify with on the inside. Mental illness. People who suffer from this disorder often feel alone in their suffering, as this is a disease that is just becoming a legitimately accepted disorder in mainstream society.
That's a lie.
You can't even call it a disorder anymore.
That's a lie. That was not a disorder. It's perfectly normal. It was a disorder. When you wrote this paper in 2019, I think it was still a disorder.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It just hijacked it. I got a timestamp.
Wow.
I wrote the next blurb I wrote was about they had us watching apparently Chaz Bono documentary Becoming Chaz. Chaz is a female to male transgender, and I was also part Caitlyn Jenner. Hold on, let me read this. Chaz Bono from the film Becoming Chaz is a transgender man and the son of famed singer actress Cher. Similar to Chaz, Caitlyn Jenner is another commonly named figure in the transgender community due to her. Oh, I got the right pronouns. Association to the famous Kardashians. These figures differ, however, in terms of how they transition. Chaz is female to male, while Caitlyn is male to female.
Amazing.
Why did Cher transition her child?
He was using the little abbreviations to FTM.
Yeah, I was really PC in college. I was trying to, I was a psych major, so I had to have all that together. Personally, I feel individuals should have the right to identify with whatever makes them comfortable with their own identities. Oof. And that's why I had a man in my room. Additionally, I feel that discussions surrounding the intricacies of not just the transgender community, but the LGBT community as a whole should become more normalized.
Yep, and it got normalized.
Yeah, it got normalized right in my damn room. I got what I had coming for me. I said I wanted to discuss it. I had ample time to discuss it with my new roomie.
Somebody said that if you ever want a Democrat to go to, or change parties, just give them what they vote for, give them what they ask for.
Yeah.
Just give it to them.
That's literally what you gotta do.
You want equality and transgender men to use the bathrooms and stuff and live in the rooms with you and identify as women, give it to you. Then when they smack you in the face, some people get slapped harder than others. And then you be like, oh, I'm dumb. I was for this?
But yeah, that's what I was able to find. I'm sure there was a ton more because I was, like I said, I was a scholar. But that's what I was able to find really quickly. I off the top of my head. But honestly, I could go back and find stuff that I literally forgot about because literally all that indoctrination is like deep inside of me, and I've been having to purge it, like going backward, because I literally was just sitting there getting indoctrinated with a smile on my face.
Yep.
Very alarming, and it's happening to kids right now, for sure.
Yeah.
These tomorrow school day. Yeah.
These schools are
They're going to
still
school
open.
tomorrow to get indoctrinated for sure.
And this is like, this was the most extreme case. What, 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Now the average school is like this. The average school, it's been going on for so long that it's to the most extreme point, to the point where they feel comfortable passing a bill to take your kid away if you don't affirm pronouns. It's been happening. Her page, the stuff that she just cited is from over 6 years ago, right? 4 or 5, at least 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is what she was writing about in high school and college, just imagine what they learn well, we know what they learn in the elementary school. They learn in binary. They learn in pronouns and kinks and fetishes and stuff. In regular school, she went to a noble school, so it was accelerated. It was super commie. It was super commie. But now the average school is super commie. They teaching more pronouns and gender identity and communism than actual literacy.
And the most interesting part of all this is the fact that our new mayor, Brandon Johnson, he used to be the head of the Chicago Teachers Union.
Yep.
He's an avowed socialist.
Yep.
So what the heck do y'all think was going through them schools?
Yep. And the thing about that is, when we were talking to people, like I was talking to my folks, who y'all thinking about voting for? Because we was looking at both the candidates. You got Paul Vallis, who they painted as a far right MAGA extremist Republican, when he was just as left as Brandon Johnson. And Brandon Johnson, who's the devout socialist communist, and he was over the teachers union, and Paul Vallis was over the school board or something. So I remember my mom saying that, because Paul Vallis was over the school boards were messed up, or she was very vague about it. And then I'm like, well, what about Brandon Johnson? Well, Brandon Johnson ain't no better, but he black. What? Think about this. The school board, which is arguably worse because you got control over what the kids, the curriculum that they read and what they ingest. The school board is not as communist as the teachers union. The teachers union is literally communist by definition.
It's a union.
It's a union. It's communist by definition. So this man has been a communist, and he was a Chicago's teachers union while living in Elgin. This man he's from Elgin.
This guy was the head of the Chicago Teachers Union the entire time me and him were in school, pretty much.
Right. So when these teachers went on strikes, when the teachers went on strikes, and we were out of school for weeks at a time because they weren't getting paid enough. Now these kids are stupid. There's 30 schools in this city alone where nobody can read at grade level
Or do math.
But y'all want to get paid more?
For what?
And the dude that convinced y'all that y'all wasn't getting paid enough is not a mayor, and he's giving the money that y'all supposed to be getting to illegal immigrants. It all come full circle. Y'all voted for him. Y'all voted for this man. And we tried to tell y'all said we was young, y'all said we was dumb, y'all said we didn't know what we was talking about. Oh, you Republican, and you kissing up to the white man. Bro, we told y'all he was gonna do this. We told y'all.
We watched it happen.
We literally watched it happen in real time. It says on his platform that he will prioritize immigrants.
Get y'all crying about these immigrants being here getting more resources.
But y'all voted for him because he's black. And now he crying about racism. Think about this, man. This dude got these immigrants over here, and this is a sanctuary city. He's mad at Texas for sending them, like I said, giving them what they want. He's mad at the Republicans for sending it to him when you are a sanctuary city. This is literally what you signed up for. And now you so stressed out that you gotta go to the hospital. You need to resign, bro.
And he turned around using the fact that he black on black people. People who are complaining, he's like,
Right.
well, I'm black. I have a black family. I have black kids.
Right. So black people can't even talk to him because he black.
We did this to ourselves, guys. Well, I didn't vote for him. But
right, we did not vote for that guy. And to be honest, Paul Ballas wasn't no better. We would have been
right. This whole election kind of was like, what?
Yeah,
why are we here still?
Right. If y'all talk about elections and choosing between a piece of crap and a turd sandwich, it's like, dude, they both was that. Now our Chicago elections are dog water, man. It was ridiculous. That man Paul Ballas was pro LGBTQ in schools. He was pro, but somehow the communists who let the immigrants in is still pro LGBT in school. We had literally, there is no saving this city. There is no saving this city.
There's not.
There is no saving this city, man.
That's why we're leaving. People think they're going to turn Chicago red. LOL.
Oh, no.
Not with the amount of people who are stuck on their race in this city.
Oh, yeah. There's too many races here. Too many races. Of all colors.
They going to get mad about the immigrants and still vote for the next black person to show up.
And the reason, one of the main contributing factors to this being so bad is because what she just told you today. This is what they learn in schools. They learning that white people are better, black people are victims. Deal with it. That's what they teaching. Oh, and transgenders are more oppressed than everybody, so they get more rights.
Literally.
Imagine being born black and being told you oppressed, but somebody that choose to be gay get more rights than you. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But you got anything else to say?
Nah, we said.
Because this is crazy, man. This Chicago, this Chirac, right?
Chicago.
Dumbass city. That's enough for this video, guys. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Please support us. Please. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube page. We just hit 700 subs. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I need 1,000. I require that. I'm literally begging at this point. So yeah, guys, please support. Links in the description for GoFundMe and my other social media pages. Heard as well, guys. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.
Toodaloo.